Welcome to Modern Musings, conversations with the maiden, mother, and crone, looking at ourselves and the world through the lens of the 21st century. Hey everyone, welcome back to Modern Musings. If you don't know who we are, you should. Just kidding. But if you don't know who we are three ladies that like to talk about stuff. So, I'm Amber Jones, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Kristen Blakely and Cindy Murray.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, so this week we're going to talk about like a movie phenomenon. Now, I haven't really heard of it happening lately. I remember it happening a lot in the 90s, and I guess it still happens, but it just seemed like pretty interesting to me. And, I love to talk about movies, so I came up with this topic. But it's called twin films. And I guess because I'm a film school nerd, when I mention this to Kristen and Cindy, they're like, what?
Yep. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What is that?
What
and
are
I'm
you
like,
talking about?
well, and I guess, I know other people have noticed it and stuff like that. But if you're just you're watching a movie and two movies come out around the same time, and you're just like, well, golly, that seems like the same movie.
Yeah.
No,
definitely has happened. Yes.
And I remember it happening a lot in the
what?
90s. And it's like I remember when I was a kid when what came out first? Bug's Life came out with Disney.
Yeah.
And then Ants came out.
They were right
at the
right
same
on
time,
top of each other.
Right on top of each other.
I think they were in the movie theater at the same time. And I was
I'm just like,
what?
Two movies about bugs?
Right.
And it's just like, what's going on?
And they're both about ants.
Yeah, they're both about ants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because A Bug's Life
is about ants.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
there's
it's about other bugs too,
involved, but the main character is an ant.
It's an ant.
Yeah.
And I thought that was weird at the time. And, this is also around the same time the internet was starting to get popular and everything. And I remember researching that, why back then, that was happening like that, just kind of. And around the same time also, in the 90s, the movie, which is a really great movie, I love it, Armageddon comes out.
Yeah.
And around the same time, same year, I think it came out before Armageddon, the movie Deep Impact comes out.
Yeah.
And they're both about asteroids about to destroy Earth.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow.
What are the odds? What's going on here?
Yeah, weird. Why would these two movies about an asteroid both come out at the same time?
When they're going to be competing against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, a couple of years ago, right? They had Oppenheimer and Barbie, and they kind of treated that whole thing as kind of like a twin film type thing.
They
it was like a mock twin film, and they started calling it Barbieheimer.
Oh, yeah.
Because people would go see one and then go to the next theater and see the other one.
Yeah. And so even though they were nothing alike, they kind of treated it like a twin film. Like people, the internet kind of treated it like a twin film type thing. And it's just like okay,
it was a palette cleansing. Or one was too pink and the other one was
too dark,
dark, or too man dominated. Interest. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't go and do the Barbie.
I didn't either.
Thing.
I did see both movies.
I saw both movies, but I didn't see the Barbie. I didn't see them at the same time.
No, I did not either.
That'd be kind of an interesting thing. Spend the day at the theater and see two completely different movies.
Right. Well, and actually, I don't think I could sit through both of them in one day because
they're both long.
And well, I loved Barbie. I thought Oppenheimer was really good, but I actually watched it on a plane flying to Paris, and it was really hard for me to stay awake. And I love heavy drama, so just really hard. It was. I
It
mean,
took me 2 days to watch it because I
Yeah.
waited till streaming.
Yeah.
And I wish I had seen it in the theater,
Yeah.
but I waited until streaming, and it took me 2 days to watch it because it was so long.
I haven't seen it yet. Where did you watch it on streaming?
Oh,
Yeah, I was streaming it too on the plane, so I don't know either.
I think it was on HBO Max.
Ah, okay, that's why. I'm like, I have all the apps, but I don't have that one.
I mean, like a quick IMDb search would definitely.
Yeah.
Not necessary.
But I mean, maybe
You
it
would
was
have a hard
Paramount.
time sitting through it too, Kristen.
But
it's
yeah.
really
Probably
good.
would.
It's really smart and good, but it was.
There are it's a lot of stuff to keep up with.
It is
a lot of actors and a lot of things going on. Like
well, and it's just it's long and it's dark
it's
and
long.
it's not it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed all the actors, and I enjoyed the topic, and it was really great. It's just, it took me a couple of days to get through it.
Yeah.
Whereas Barbie's like a snack, and you can go that movie's pretty long too, but it's like,
But it's
fun.
lively. It's lively, so
Yeah.
it kept you awake. Yeah.
So,
like I said, I couldn't do both. at the
hopefully,
same
when
time.
you did Barbieheimer, those that did that at the theater, hopefully they watched Oppenheimer first and then ended it with Barbie.
Well, that might help. Yeah, that might help. But
yeah.
But back to the
back to like actual twin films. So I guess I should go into we already talked about what they are. They're two parallel films or look-alike movies, twin films that
I mean, sometimes they look like somebody stole the film from somebody else.
There are two motion pictures released within a short time frame, usually a year or less of each other, like sometimes right on top of each other at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And they share strikingly similar plots, characters, or settings. And they're usually produced by rival studios or independent studios and then major motion picture studios. So, like, they're produced by two completely different studios. And, like, a twin film thing is just, like, kind of like a little kind of drop in the bucket of the phenomenon. Because there's, like, a wider phenomenon in Hollywood called parallel movie development. Mm-hmm. Where competing studios draw from the same culture of ideas,
right?
And they like run near identical projects, and it's like one person comes up with the initial idea, and they shop it to multiple studios.
And then maybe a studio turns them down, but then turns around and hires somebody else to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not you're talking about movies, but it's not. Only,
just movies, there's TV shows.
It happens in TV shows.
Books, too.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Gosh.
But, like Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and Babylon 5 were two shows that were, I believe, I may be mistaken, and the Trekkies will shoot me for this, but I believe Harlan Ellison came up with the idea. I think I misspoke on a previous thing and said it was somebody else, but it was Harlan Ellison. Came up with the idea for Babylon 5, and he shopped it to Gene Roddenberry, and Gene Roddenberry, or it may have been after Gene Roddenberry died, and it was to the estate, but they shot it down, and so he took the idea to somewhere else, and then the Star Trek group came up with Deep Space Nine. So we have Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine. And also, I don't know if you remember these, y'all were really young, but back in the 80s, there were two medical dramas. One was called ER.
Yeah.
And the other was Chicago Hope.
And
they came out at the
same time with medical dramas. I've noticed a lot.
And now there's like firefighter dramas, and there are police dramas that come out at the same time and kind of virtually mimic
different
each other.
Channels.
Yeah, on different broadcast networks. So it happens. It happens a lot. But I mean, who was it that said there's nothing new under the sun?
Exactly. So, that happens, more than like you actually think. But you're like sitting there, talking about TV shows, and I was just sitting there thinking. And I looked it up really quickly, but like the original Munsters and Addam Family came out around the same time.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, and that's like the same scenario right there.
Yeah.
And then what about like Dynasty in Dallas? Weren't they on?
We were just
they
talking
came
about
out
that
the same. We were
last
talking
night.
about that
Knots
earlier
Landing,
today.
Wasn't that one also?
Yeah, like
Or
they're
was it a
about like
spin-off?
wealthy oil families, greed and betrayal. Both came out like
Yes, absolutely.
at the same time. And then like wasn't there like another like show that came out around the same time as Full House that was very similar?
Family Matters.
Well, there were
there
a
was
lot
a
of
bunch
shows
of
that were
shows
very
out there. I'm
like
not sure.
Oh, Who's the Boss?
yeah, there were a bunch of shows that came
Who's
out
the
around
Boss
the same
was
time.
about a man nanny.
But it was a single mom with kids, right? She was
And
a
a
single
nanny,
mom.
and a
then
male
Full
nanny.
House
Yeah.
was a single
dad,
dad.
yeah.
Yeah, who liked to clean. They were both
So like reality shows, like I've noticed, have done the same thing. Like Survivor and Big Brother kind of came out around the
Yeah.
same time. So two very similar kind of situations, not the same, but similar. So, okay. What about? Here's another one: crime show in the early 2000s. CSI and NCIS.
NCIS, yes.
And see, and
Yeah.
I always get both of those mixed up because it's like the same letters, but
But yeah, like
But yeah.
that's.
I'm
Very
trying to
good,
think
like,
back
idea.
of movies because the Bugs Life and Ants and the Armageddon Deep Impact were the two that I remember the most. But surely I know there have been
there are
many
more that I like remember. Do you ever see Volcano, the movie Volcano?
I know of it. I did not
Around
watch
Tommy
it.
Lee Jones around the same time, and I remember this in the like late 90s or whatever. Dante's Peak, like they both came out the same
they're
year.
both
Right.
volcano
both movies
Right.
about
disaster.
volcanoes.
In 1997, man, there was a lot of movies in 1997. Big movies.
Oh, and then another one about magicians. The Illusionist
I remember The Illusion. That
and
yeah.
The Prestige.
was yes. Yes.
Like they came out the same year.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. But like the big one of course was the but yeah, the second big one would be like The Prestige and The Illusionist. Both came out in 2006. And we talked about Ants and A Bug's Life. Let's see. I was sitting there thinking I was doing like a deep dive research of like when this kind of started happening, and I was thinking like it kind of started like other than like the TV show type thing, which was like the 60s. It started happening like with TV, but like it kind of started happening in the 80s, like the twin films kind of coming out at the same time. So I kind of compiled like a list from looking on the internet. Like a lot of these though are like big budget, not big budget, but like major motion picture movies, and then independent films that like probably somebody stole the independent filmmaker's idea and made it into a big budget movie. But like two different, like in the late 80s there were two movies about cops and dogs. You remember the movie Turner and Hooch?
Oh yes.
And then the
yes.
movie K-9. They both came
Okay.
out the same year in 1989. And then two Robin Hood movies came out around the same time in the
I've
early
got some
90s.
more here that I
There's
found
a bunch
too.
of Robin Hood.
Okay.
Yeah, Tombstone and Wyatt Earp came out in the
Yeah,
same
Earp.
year.
Yeah.
Herb.
Yep.
Herb.
Herb.
Yeah, right. Tombstone and Wyatt Earp came out
Happy
in the same
Feet
year.
and Surfs Up. Both about
Yes,
penguins.
penguins.
The Matrix and Dark City.
Dark
Dude,
City is a
yeah,
really
Dark
good
City's
movie, but
good,
that's
yeah.
very similar, like
Yep.
very similar teams.
Jungle Cruise 2021 and Uncharted in 2022. I don't know what the distance between those
That's
is.
yeah, they're both like adventure kind of
Mhm.
Indiana Jones kind of stories. I believe Uncharted is a video game.
Okay, so another one that I remember, and I think I mentioned this before we started before we started recording. Uh, I can't talk. You remember the Truman Show in the late
Yes.
90s?
Yes.
Well, there was a Matthew McConaughey movie that came out at around the same time called Ed TV.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then also in 98,
Pleasantville?
no. Also in 98, there were 2 World War II movies that came out at the same time.
A Thin Red Line?
Yeah, Thin Red
yes,
Line
yes.
and
Band of
Saving...
Brothers? Oh, Saving Private
Saving
Ryan.
Saving
Private
Private Ryan.
Ryan.
I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they were both about trying to get somebody behind
Mhm.
the lines. I just found another one. Capote in 2005
Mhm.
and Infamous in 2006, which is also
About
Truman
Capote.
Capote.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's 2 movies about Steve Jobs
Yes.
that were within 2 years
yeah,
of each.
Jobs and
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Yes.
Yeah. That's so funny. I didn't even think about that one. Okay. So here's like 2 Visions of the Dead movies that came out in the 90s. Sixth Sense.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
the Kevin Bacon one, Stir of Echoes. Both
and
came
see,
out
I
in the
have
same
not
year.
seen that
I
one.
haven't
Yeah,
seen
okay.
Stir of
And
Echoes.
and then the 2000 Mission to Mars and Red Planet
Oh.
came out at the same time.
Yes.
And The Ring and The Grudge came out around the same time in
Okay.
the
They
early
did.
2000s. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were both kind of similar, like
Mhm.
creepy girls. They
Oh,
even like had the
yeah.
long black hair and stuff too.
Finding Nemo and A Shark's Tale came
Yes,
out at the
I saw
same
that.
time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, and then yeah, you did Happy Feet, Surf's Up. Oh gosh. Let me see what else. Well, those are. Oh yeah, the Mall Cop movies, Observe and Report and Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Mm.
I never heard of Observe and Report.
That one had what's his name? He does a lot of funny movies. Had curly hair.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
kind of a big guy.
And he annoys Mom. Elf. That
No,
guy?
not him.
Oh, okay.
But the one that did Pineapple
friend?
Express.
Oh, got it.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, he did Observe and Report, and then
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I got one for you. 2012. Mirror, Mirror, and then Snow White and the Huntsman.
I was
Yes,
just fixing to do that one.
2 Snow
And
White
they
movies
also-
came out around the
They
same time.
also tied ChatGPT also added into that Maleficent with Snow White and the Huntsman because they're both fairy tale villains reimagined as protagonists.
Wait, so Maleficent came out that year also?
It came out in 2014.
Oh, so shortly after. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Despicable Me and Megamind, both about
Oh.
villains turned heroes.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. No Strings Attached and Friends with Benefits, both about friends, best friends.
And the titles
turning, like, love it.
literally
Yeah.
are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even the
Oh.
title alone.
2013, Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down, both about like terrorist siege on the White House.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Let's see. Oh.
So I found one because I was like thinking about, because I wasn't sure like what year some of the movies came out. And I was thinking of Trolls and Smurfs because they're both kind of like 80s.
Uh-huh.
You know, and they
Mhm.
kind of started coming out with all these like 80s things again.
Right.
And in 2011, Smurfs came out and Romeo and Juliet.
Oh.
And they're both like
interesting.
gnomes. Smurfs
Yeah.
are like a type
Yeah.
of gnome, right? Basically.
Right.
And then I started going down a rabbit hole of movies that came out in 1997. And I thought this was weird. Like, whose idea? Like, they must have had to name one of them the way they named it so that they could have both movies come out. In January 1st of 1997, a scary movie called Liar came out. It was like a suspenseful movie about a man who was like being accused of murdering someone.
Uh-huh.
And then in March the 21st of 1997, the comedy movie Liar Liar came out.
Oh, how funny.
Imagine accidentally renting
Going
the
to the
wrong
wrong
one at
one.
Blockbuster. I mean, obviously
right, that's
they put,
very, very
Yes.
different from each other.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
I just thought of another one, and I can't remember the other movie. But I remember there was United Flight 93 about the,
Yes.
and there was another one about the flight that went down. Before,
I can't think of the name of it.
I can't either. But there were two movies.
that came
about
out at the same time.
Yep.
About the flight.
Didn't Flight of the Conchord and Poseidon come out at the same time? Around the same time?
I'm not sure.
Maybe
I don't
not.
know.
I don't know. But I kind of think of those because one is in the air and one's on the desert.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
One has too much water and the other doesn't have enough.
I'm sure they did come out around the same time.
Oh, it's not Flight
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Navigator. That maybe
Flight of the
maybe-
Navigator? No, that's not.
Mm.
No.
It's not Flight of the Concorde because that's the.
No, it's not
That's a
Flight of the
comedy
Navigator
thing.
either. Here's one,
Oh.
2005,
What was that movie?
The Descent and the
Oh.
Cave.
Yes, and I've seen both of
about
those.
caves.
Yes, they both came out in the same year as well.
Yes.
What
Well, I
year?
guess it says 2005, so
Hmm.
they're both there. And then The Conjuring and Insidious Chapter 2. I don't know. I don't watch those kind of things. But
Oh, and you know what's interesting is it's the same actor in both of those. In Insidious and in The
Ooh,
Conjuring, it's
really
the same guy. Well, gosh, what is
Yeah,
his name?
Patrick something.
Mm-hmm.
Like back to like
Patrick Wilson. Yeah.
the TV shows. I was like, since you mentioned the TV shows and we were talking
Oh
about, 'em,
yeah, there's tons
I was
of
looking
those.
back like in 2010, and I don't even know if anybody remembers this TV show, but it came on the Sci-Fi Network when The Walking Dead came out.
Right?
There was a show called Z Nation.
I
That came
love that,
out
and
the
it was
same
really
year.
funny. It was really silly and cheesy.
Yeah,
Yes, I love Z Nation.
and then we're on ABC. Once Upon a Time came out, and on NBC, Grimm came out.
oh,
Same year, same situation.
Oh.
Both fairy tale shows.
Yeah, 2006, United 93 by Universal Pictures, and Flight 93, a made-for-TV on
I remember
A&E.
seeing both of those.
Yeah,
huh?
I was thinking there was another one too, but it's done kind of documentary style. But yeah, but they both came out at the same time, and this is not like just shortly after September 11th. This is in 2006. So the idea that there's two things going on, like that is kind of weird. Yeah.
I mean, I thought that it was like a pretty that's like a pretty interesting coincidence, just like these things coming out at around the same time, and
Right.
it kind of niggles in the back of your mind, and you're like, huh,
Yeah.
that's very
I know, and it's
the same.
it makes you wonder if it's like literally people going and saying, "Hey, read my story plot. Tell me what you think. Will you buy my script?" And then they say, "No, we don't want it." And then they turn around and use it.
Yeah.
And someone else picks it up and boom, you got two movies. Like,
Right.
is that so common that they're stealing each other's ideas?
Well, I think,
Or
I mean,
is
I
it
think
like
it does
hive
happen.
mentality? Like, I definitely
And
don't
there
doubt
and
that
there
it
are people
doesn't
who
happen.
leak, like, hey, Universal Pictures is making, some little grunt wants to make a
Mhm.
little money, so he leaks to Paramount, or I guess United. and
Yeah,
Paramount, or
that's
whatever.
the biggest like thing that in my research is like script
here-
leakage, and
Yeah.
then also like you were talking about stealing each other's studio espionage, spies
Mhm.
going and being in like the other
I
studio.
mean, we have corporate espionage in all, somebody comes out with a cool new hair dryer that does this and that, and the next thing you know, there's some other company that has something that works just the same. And, it happens. It does.
So, there's more, like, I keep thinking, like, what about this movie? What about that movie? And it's crazy because I'm just pulling up IMDb and typing in the names of the movies.
Uh-huh.
The Stand, Stephen King's The Stand, which was the miniseries
Mm-hmm.
in 1994, and then in 1995, 12 Monkeys and Outbreak both came out.
Oh,
And they're
Yeah.
both
yeah.
about,
Same
plague-driven
situation, yeah.
apocalypse, viral
Wow, very
quarantine.
like Outbreak,
Yeah.
man, and 12 Monkeys were very.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even like put that one together. That's
I didn't either. Yeah. I mean, they don't have to be even, the same storyline. It's just that the plot, if somebody just says, hey, we're doing a movie about a plague that breaks out and kills off most of the people on the earth, and then it's like somebody else may take that same thought and do a whole new perspective on it or whatever, but it's still like, it's weird.
It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, definitely. And there are like other reasons why this happens. Like a lot of studios go with like what's like going on
What's-
in the world
right,
at the
right.
time. Like didn't Steve Jobs recently pass away and they made those
Yeah,
two
they made those
movies
movies at the
about
yeah,
him,
yeah.
and that was
Mhm.
like the
Yeah.
trendy, like everybody was talking
Right.
about Steve Jobs. So
Right.
somebody somewhere was like, let's make a movie about Steve Jobs, and then somebody heard that and they were like, ooh, we should make a
Correct me
movie
if
about
I'm
Steve
wrong,
Jobs.
but when they did Wag the Dog,
Mm-hmm.
which was about some kind of scandal that they wanted to cover up in the White House or whatever, and so they decided instead of this story, we want to cover up the story, or we want people to not be interested in this story, let's make some fake news to cover it up or whatever, right? And that was happening right around the same time as Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky was going on. And
Late
I think
90s,
It
right?
was
And-
1997.
and I
That's
think
what I said. There's a lot of movies
and
that
I
came out in
think there was
97.
another movie that was a political thing. I don't remember specifically. But there's also sometimes, as happened with like the United 93 and United Flight 93, sometimes it's a movie and a TV show at the same time. So,
Mhm.
and or maybe, yeah, I mean, it just happens.
So you're talking about like that is a thing too, the movie and the TV show coming
Right.
out at the same time.
Right.
Like and that was like well, let me see. Yeah, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 1989, like the movie came out and no, that one doesn't really. Let me see. Let me
Sorry, I
look,
may have sent you down a weird rabbit hole with that one, but
Yeah, I'm kind of like looking
I'm trying
to see
to
like
think what the other movie was. I just can't think of what it was. But it was either a movie or a TV show or something that had that same premise. Now, I do know of a TV show that has a very similar premise, but it was much later, and that was the TV show Scandal, which we talked about in a different discussion yesterday. But
Mhm.
but yeah, those that was quite a bit later. So
I feel like some of these are like reaching as far as like the movies
yeah,
to TV
Well,
shows.
yeah.
that I'm looking at.
Even the movies to movies list that I was looking at was, some of them were like, I don't really think of that as yeah. But I just thought it was kind of interesting. And like I said, I may be wrong about that Wag the Dog thing, but I sure thought I did remember that.
Gosh, well, that's interesting. So, like, what are y'all like? All the of the movies that we talked about, like, what are the ones that y'all like? Watched both of them, and you know, we just had that aha moment, and was like, "This is the same movie."
Honestly, I didn't ever notice that.
Well,
You didn't?
No,
I
and that's
noticed.
what I was saying is I think like I got movies mixed up. Like I can't ever remember an Ants and Bug's Life
Which one is which?
which one is which because I got
Yeah.
them mixed up. Like
Right.
they are the same movie and I got the characters mixed up.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
I saw both. I've seen Bug's Life more times than I've seen Ant. But I remember when they came out, I was like, "What? There's two movies about the same
Ants,
thing."
yeah.
And
I honestly
yeah,
like
and I
ants
felt
better.
the same.
I
Yeah.
had never noticed.
You never noticed that
I
Bug
never
Life and
noticed
ants.
like any of this.
She just compiled them into one. They were
Literally,
really one.
I remember when CSI came out because when I was in high school, I wanted to be a forensic pathologist, and I was like, "That is so cool." And I started watching that show, and then I remember, I only got to see like the first season, and then they had a bunch of spin-offs because there was like New Orleans one or something.
Yeah.
And then I went to go on Netflix like a couple years ago, and I pulled up NCIS, and I was like, I don't think this is the same because I don't remember that girl with the black hair.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
used to get those
But I
confused
was like, I
too.
swear this must be the same thing, and I just must not have realized it. I got the letters mixed up, and
Right.
you
Yeah,
know,
but
I
they're
guess I
similar.
never like paid that much attention to it like
Uh-huh.
deeply enough. But honestly, though, Amber, I was kind of thinking about it like a few weeks ago because I was thinking about Outlander because I've been listening to the books. I've watched the
Mhm.
show. I'm watching season 7 right now because that's the book I'm on. And maybe during COVID lockdown, I also watched the first season of A Discovery of Witches. And I was like, she's traveling around in time with the vampire guy, although the storylines aren't the same. Like the time traveling and like the time that they did travel to kind of like
Right.
took me for a loop because I was like, that's kind of like Outlander. I don't know. But it kind of just grazed my thought, but that's about as deep as it goes. I guess I
Right.
just never really like compared that much.
Mhm.
But I think maybe like when I watch movies and whenever I read books and stuff, I binge them and I don't think I absorb them as much. Like I don't analyze them too deep sometimes. Like
Well,
maybe if
yeah.
I watch them like a bunch of times over and over, like I've seen John Wick like 15 times now, and I'm like in a deep rabbit hole on John Wick and like the symbolism and stuff. Like maybe I'm probably thinking more deep than they were trying to explain because it's just a guy hacker slasher movie. But I'm like, this movie's so deep, but it really isn't. But I don't know. I guess I don't know. I'm just really surprised I never paid much attention to that. Like,
Yeah.
it never crossed my mind.
I
And now
guess-
I'm thinking, like, how many other things are like that I just didn't notice?
Right.
I don't know. I guess like when it comes to movies, I guess it's just because I don't know. I used to be a film major, so but
Mhm.
so
Well,
like,
yeah, you were
Yeah.
taught
I
to
was
critically
really-
analyze
yeah.
them.
I was
Yeah.
really into like, well, even like fluff movies taught to critically analyze and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So, but even like in 1997 and 8, when I really started noticing it, I was in like 8th grade, Like, I don't know what possessed me to, research that or look that up or whatever. It was just interesting to me, but I'm kind of weird and find weird things interesting to do a deep dive on.
Yeah. I'm like in a rabbit hole now because I really was like looking at movies that came out even just in 1997, and I was like, wow, 1997 was like the year of movies.
There were a lot of good movies
A
that
lot
came
of good
out
movies,
that
and
year.
there was like some actors that were working double time because they were in multiple movies. Like we had Titanic, Men in Black, The Lost World, Jurassic Park, The Fifth Element, Air Force One, Face Off, and Con Air. Event
I mean,
Horizon, The
like the
Devil's
90s.
Advocate, Starship Trooper,
Yeah, there were a lot of good
Yeah.
movies that came out that year.
Austin Powers, Georgia the Jungle, Goodwill Hunting, Boogie Nights, Jackie Brown, As Good as It Gets, My Best Friend's Wedding. That's like, I mean, I haven't even got to like Scream 2 and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, it keeps going. I was like, wow, that was really
Yeah,
a year
that's
of
like
movies.
that was like a year of just like, but maybe that's like our, we're in like eighth grade, ninth grade,
Yeah.
seventh through ninth grade.
Yeah.
That's like our peak, like movie watching
Yeah.
and listening to
You
music
know,
time, and
It's crazy because I thought we were getting into the peak of movie theater right before COVID.
yeah.
Because I feel like some really great movies were coming out during COVID, and we had those apps were coming out where you could go see movies like the Movie Pass, and then COVID hit. And I think before that is when they started coming out with the superhero movies. Now that's a genre kind of thing where I was like, wait, man, every movie's a superhero
There
movie.
was tons
Yeah,
of
'cause
them.
And
like
that's,
Rivals,
Avengers
DC was
Studios,
making
and
them,
yeah,
and
there
Marvel was making
Marvel
them,
and
yeah.
DC, and it was like,
but even like the
It's
twin
time.
phenomenal with the superheroes also,
Yeah.
because there are similar superheroes
Right.
in each
Well,
genre.
And then
Yeah.
and then you talk and not just that, but then there's that show it's a streaming show, the Boys? Is that what it is?
oh yeah, that's like on Amazon or
I
something.
think
I
so.
can't
Yeah,
remember.
but it's about superheroes or
Uh-huh.
something. Yeah, ish,
Mhm.
something adjacent to that. So
Yeah.
it's like
But yeah, we're in the
Yeah.
superheroes genre. And we've been in the superheroes for quite some time, and then also we started this
Close to
remake
20 years
movie.
now.
Yeah, and now
Oh,
we're
the
in,
remake movies.
we're
That's
in
a
the
huge,
remake
like
movie.
one movie theater or one movie studio started it. Like they did. They redid like the Brady Bunch or the Beverly Hillbillies or something. I think that's
Oh my
where it
gosh,
started.
yeah, that's
Yes.
like definitely where it
Yeah.
started.
In
Has
the
to be then.
90s.
in the 90s, and then all of a sudden they're just redo, and some of them are serious and some of them aren't, obviously, but it's like, it's just like redoing all these movies, redoing all these movies, redoing all these movies.
But I think, like, I don't know, just to me, like, the 90s was just, like, the best time. Like, I felt like, no, maybe not
Well,
for movies, but
I think everyone thinks that. How old were you during those times?
Right.
Literally,
but I mean,
think
like,
a
a lot
people
of
think
things
those-
nowadays, fashion, movies.
I don't know about fashion in the 90s.
In the
being
90s?
But
the
no,
best.
hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. A lot of things nowadays in 2025 is replicating the 90s.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The fashion,
Yeah.
the movies,
They used
the
to say,
music.
I was talking about this last night. I was like, they used to say everything comes around every 20 years. But right now I was seeing all these things and I'm going, that was the 90s. Why is that coming back now?
Because of
'Cause-
COVID. COVID set us back, maybe. I
Oh,
don't know.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
But it's
saying, I'm
weird.
not saying that 90s was like the peak of existence. I'm saying that, like,
The
right
peak of
now everything is about the 90s. They're
Right.
remaking 90s movies. They're remaking 90s horror. They're remaking 90s fashion, remaking 90s music.
Yeah.
Like everything that was like junior high and beginning of high school that was popular back then is
Right.
popular now.
Mhm.
That's all I was saying. I wasn't saying that like the best movies were in that, but 90s had really good movies too.
Yeah.
like
did.
like everything nowadays is
still
a poor
watching those
imitation.
movies. Yeah.
Like a lot of like the remakes and stuff are like throwbacks to the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right about the COVID thing as well. I don't enjoy movies as much since COVID.
Really?
I mean, before COVID, my favorite thing to do ever, and Kristen could attest to this because it was hers too, going to the movie theater.
Oh, I love going to the movie theater. I can't ever get anybody to go with me,
And
though.
but it's not the same. I just don't I just don't know. It's just not the
It's like
same
I
anymore.
stopped going for so long that it's not a necessity in my life
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it got cut out. Like I used to
Well,
make
I think
movie
that's.
list.
I don't
of-
think that's because of COVID. I think that's because of streaming. It's so much
Well, no,
easier
it's not
to
even
wait.
that. I don't even watch movies on stream anymore. Like before COVID, I used to have like an IMDb movies coming out list of movies that I wanted to either stream, buy, watch, everything, go see in the movies. I had like a whole list and map out of movies, and I went to the movies a lot. Or I streamed a lot, or I bought the DVDs and rented them or watched them or whatever. And ever since COVID, I'm just not that interested anymore
But
in
things have
renting
changed.
movies, streaming movies, watching movies.
Things have changed in your life too, though. You have to look back at that. 5 years ago, what were you doing? You were in an unhappy marriage. Um, you know, movies was an escape for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
now you have a home that you own that you enjoy spending time in and decorating. You have someone you enjoy spending time with,
Mm-hmm.
and you're way more busy now in your job than you were before because you have new position, new responsibilities, additional things,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to grad school. So you have less free and available time and less desire to escape your life in a movie.
Yeah. The last movie I saw was a superhero movie, that new Avengers movie. I forgot the name of it. Thunderbolts. That was the last movie I saw
I
in the
still
theater.
haven't seen that one. I wanted to go to it in the
Like,
theater.
that
Couldn't
was
get anybody to go.
Several
did-
months ago.
My last movie that I went to see was Stitch, Lilo and Stitch.
I still
which
haven't
I loved.
seen that one. I still
I
haven't seen it.
loved it.
We
I
saw
love it
the
better than the
most
original.
recent Mission Impossible.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Or
That's it.
Ballerina. I can't remember which one came out. We
They're
went
both the same time.
around
yeah.
the same time. Yeah.
well, that doesn't surprise me, Miss John Wick.
I know, right? Of course, I
Gorgeous.
saw Ballerina in the theater. Yeah.
I think I've still only seen the first John Wick movie.
Oh, you got to see the rest of them. It's
See,
so
and I've
deep.
not seen any of them.
They're good if you can get past all the punching and shooting. And...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I like that.
I know. Yeah.
I like punching and
Good.
shooting. Have you ever seen the movie Shoot It Up?
No.
Put it on your list.
Okay.
Scott would like it.
Okay. He's probably already seen it.
Shoot 'em up.
Right now, we're currently watching all the movies that I haven't seen that he has seen, and he's graciously rewatching them because
Yeah.
he finds it absurd that I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just
graciously,
finding
I
lists of
enjoy
movies to go
showing
through.
people movies that I
Mhm.
like.
I do too.
Yeah.
We recently watched, and I still. The reason we watched them was so we could go to the movies, the Jurassic Park movies, because I had
Oh,
seen-
You didn't get to see
I
them
had seen one, and I hadn't seen any of the others, and so I wanted to go see the Jurassic Park movie in the movie theater, and so Sarah and I sat down to watch. She's my neighbor. We sat down to watch those and get all caught up, and then we never went to the movie theater, so it was gone. I think I don't think it's out there anymore, but
No, I haven't seen that one either. I don't even remember like the one that came out before that. Honestly, I couldn't even. I probably saw it, but I couldn't even tell you what it was about.
some were better than others, definitely. I think it was 2 and 3 that were not my favorites. I did like the ones with, what is his name from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Chris Pratt.
Yes, those were pretty good.
Yeah, I like him and
Stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, he was good. That one kind of got back to the A little more of the feel good, hate the, I don't know. Well, they all kind of like hate the corporations and shit, but that one had some, some love for the dinosaurs. And rather than making you want the dinosaurs to all be destroyed, you wanted them to just be left alone, kind of thing. So, I don't know. It was good. I liked it. I have no idea what this last one is all about, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking I hadn't seen Chris Pratt in like anything
Yeah.
lately.
Well, he did like that last Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't even know if I saw that one.
Oh, it was good. It was really good. I like those movies too, though.
Okay. Anybody else want to add about movies or similar movies? No?
No. So what are we talking about next week, Amber? Because I know you're the hostess again next week.
Well, you know what? I believe that we're talking about Richard Webster again.
Oh, that's right, because we did not finish
the
whole book. And
I know it's been like a couple of months, but I said that eventually we're going to finish that book. So we're going to talk about...
We had to work it in because we had to change the schedule to make it fit.
So we're going to finish talking about Richard Webster's book, How to Write Your Own Magic, and we're going to actually get to the writing part this time.
All right, the actual writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like all building up to it, we're going to actually get to the writing part. So that's pretty exciting. I really love that book.
All right. I'm excited about that too.
Yes.
Well, guys, I want you to hit us up, send us an email, hit us up on our Facebook group, and let us know what your favorite twin films are. Or if you even noticed that, kind of like if you were like Kristen and just blew by it and didn't notice it.
Or thought they were both the same movie.
Yeah, or thought that they were the same movie. Let us know. Hit us up on our Facebook group, MMC Chat. Send us an emo.
An emo?
Yeah,
Send me an emo.
Send us an email at info@modernmusings.net. And we just want to thank our listeners, everybody that comes back every week. We really appreciate you guys. We love you. And if you have any ideas on topics that you want us to do or talk about, send us an email. And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.